about the things you said you would do. Write it down on walls, write it down on your laps, write it down on your palms. First day 2026, post end of year 2025. Yeah, end of year, that time of the year when it's easy to see people posting about their achievements, their accomplishments at the end of the year and things like that, the things they said they would do which they did, with some very rare honest people posting the things they said they would do which they couldn't do, but they are still in the process of doing them. You get what I'm saying? But most of the times it's easy to see the things they said they would do which they did, and the things which they did which they didn't believe they could do, but because they had a good drive and a good work ethic, they were able to get those things done unplanned. So my question to you right now is, aren't you pissed to see people being able to provide or come up with very solid lists of things they've done, things they've achieved, things they are proud of? Aren't you pissed? Like, I'm not saying that you should be jealous of people. That's not what I'm saying. Get the point of what I'm saying. Like, we are out here and everybody has to strive and everybody has to, we are in a competitive world. Of course, I'm not talking about abusive competition or toxic competition, but there should be some healthy competition which you should live by. Aren't you pissed? Like, aren't you genuinely worried in your guts that you are not able to provide an achievement list for the past 20 or 30, how many years that you're roaming the surface of this earth? Aren't you pissed? Anyways, sometimes you think the people who are able to really come up with achievement lists at the end of the year are just super people and stuff like that. Yeah, some of them could be super people, some of them could be very high IQ people, some of them could be very high work ethic people, some of them could be very hyper activity people, and a lot can be said in that regards, in the regards of what could differentiate you and such people. But I'll tell you today, I'm going to break your bubbles today by telling you that despite those very high level things which you think could be the differentiating factor, there is one very simple thing that is a major differentiating factor between you and such people, and that differentiating factor is loss of memory, or the maintenance of memory. Most of these people you see out here who are able to come up with achievement lists at the end of the year are people who say they will do things and stay by the drive of those things and actually find themselves achieving those things by the end of the year, because every day of the fucking year, every damn day of the fucking year, they remember that they said something and they have to get that thing done, or they have to put in, no matter how small the effort is, they have to put in a very small effort to something that has to compound into something that will lead to the achievement of those things that they said they would do. But you follow the trend at the beginning of the year, to say things at the beginning of the year because it's easy to say things at the beginning of the year. I'll do this, I'll do that, blah 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 blah. By the 10th day of the year, you're losing the memory. By the 15th day, by the 20th day, you've totally forgotten that you said you do the things you said you do. And that is how you just go through the year like haphazardly without any particular drive. And by the end of the year, you begin to wonder why you are not able to come up with a solid list. It is it could be very complicated as whatever thing, but it is also as simple as an issue of memory loss within the direction of your achievements. So, and how can you solve this? It's not really complicated. Just actually, come up with ways of reminding yourself on a daily about the things you said you would do. Write it down on walls, write it down on your laps, write it down on your palms, write it down on your plates, write it down everywhere and anywhere. Just stay reminded, because I believe that the moment in which you were writing down those things, you had a certain feeling while you were writing down those things. And if you stay for too many days without seeing those things that you wrote down, it's not going to be easy for you to rekindle that feeling, because human beings actually act on feelings and justify it with logic, because you need to feel a certain way to act in a certain way. That's just the thing. If somebody makes you feel great, you are going to think that that person is a nice person. If the person makes you feel bad, no matter what you are being told about that person, you always think that there's something wrong with that person. So human beings act on, emotions, and emotions are feelings. Emotions, like our experience with emotions, are just feelings. Human beings act on emotions and defend with logic. So the moment you were writing that you are going to lose 20 kilograms, the moment you were writing that you are going to gain 5 kilograms, the moment you were writing that you need to start up this business, the moment you were writing that you need to become good at this skill, there is a feeling which governed your action in that moment, and that feeling is the strong force which you need to always find a way to rekindle every time you're falling off that rail, the rail that is supposed to lead you to your achievements. And one of the easiest ways to always rekindle that feeling is to always have that list, that write-up of yours in sight when you think you're falling off. So you need to put that shit every fucking way. You need to see it, find a way to make it so accessible in a way that you can always see it at every fucking time. Because the more you see it, the more you feel the need to do something about it. And the more you feel the need to do something about it, the more you are most likely to do something about it. And the more you are most likely to do something about it, the more you actually do something about it. And if you actually do something about it, no matter how small, it is going to have a compounding effect over time. And by the end of the year, you will have something to show. And I mean, it's not bad to show. Like, you fucking work for your shit, so fucking boast. Like, aren't you tired of clapping? You can also be clapped for, Anyways, I am Oluwa, precisely Oluwa worldwide. You know what I mean? Yeah, this is just me putting it out there. Yeah, I'm Oluwa, and I'm technically the CEO. And I'm not CEO of Chief Executive Officer. I'm sorry, there's somebody else that does that. Like, I'm not very administratively, savvy. I'm not admin savvy. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, but I'm CEO, composer of Edible Options. So this is basically me just, trying to curate something that should, serve you, something that should, see you through the year. You get what I'm saying? And this whole information, it's not just for you, it's for you, and it's for fucking me. Though I'm Oluwa, you get what I'm saying? But I have problems on a different level. I have issues on a different level. I have things I have to think about. I have things I have to deal with inside of the ether. Somewhere deep into the matrix. There's a lot of things that are so tough on me right now, which I have to deal with. But anyways, I just thought I should come around here and share these things with you. So, as you take to this advice, for those who are going to take to this advice, take to the advice of putting your write-ups, your achievement write-ups, everywhere possible, so that you can actually maintain that energy throughout the year. Because I tell you, besides everything that could be the differentiating factor between you and people who achieve, one of the major differentiating factor is loss of memory. By the 30th day, the average person has forgotten everything they said they would do on this first day. But the achievers, they have it on their mind. They sleep with it, they wake up with it, they roam the streets with those things on their mind. It could be very complicated, and it could be very simple as this thing that I'm telling you. So you need to always rekindle your energy. You need to always rekindle that energy you had while you were writing down those things. You need to find a way to rekindle it. Anyways, as you find a way on your own to rekindle or to maintain the rekindlance, to maintain the rekindling, I think that's it. Yeah. As you find a way to maintain the rekindling of that energy, I'm working on something that should help you, help us, help the community, maintain that energy. So I'll be coming up with that thing, in a bit, although I have to get things done right. Get what I'm saying? So yeah, so make sure you try to maintain your energy. You get what I'm saying? Because you need to maintain your energy to be able to, you know, stay within the right frame of doing the things that you are supposed to do to get, you know, either get what you want or even get closer to what you want. 2026, let's fucking go. Oluwa is involved. Believe that.